right, welcome. Uh, Hi, everyone. My name is Senhan. I'm the Assistant Director of International Admissions at University of South Florida. Today, we're going to work with Office of International Services to share information about the international admissions and immigration. Without further ado, let me start the presentation for today. Today, we'll be sharing the essential next steps to prepare for your kids' journey here at USF. But before we get started, I want to take a moment to recognize the hard work, dedication, and perseverance that your kids demonstrated that brought you to this point. They have earned a place at this prestigious institution, and it's a reflection of their commitment and the passion they have shown in the academic journey. At USF, we are not just a university, but we are a community that values not only academic excellence, but also making a real impact in the world. Now, before I officially begin, let me quickly walk you through today's agenda. We will talk some more information about USF, some scholarship information, how to confirm your attendance, and our Office of International Services will explain I-20 and their immigration process. First of all, USF is made of three campuses located in Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Sarasota, Manatee, which are all located in the Tampa Bay area of Florida. Each campus has its own unique characteristics that can help you find a better fit. Tampa is the main campus with over 40,000 students, where all engineering and business programs are. St. Petersburg is in downtown St. Pete with waterfront campus that has access to many resources. Sarasota Manatee campus is like a liberal arts college where class size is smaller and then the professors will get to know you by your name. The Tampa Bay area has year-round sunshine and it's within close proximity to Orlando, Miami, all those major cities in Florida. It's home to 6 of the Fortune 500 companies and so many more of the branch offices that you can find jobs or internship opportunities around campus. With over 50,000 students enrolled, USF is highly ranked among public universities, reflecting our commitment to academic excellence and innovation. We are also number one for most affordable tuition among the top 50 public universities in the US. We are the member of Association of American University, which includes 71 universities, 2 from Canada and 69 from US. That includes Harvard, Columbia, Stanford, and all the other top research universities. That is a recognition of our dedication to research. We are also establishing the new College of AI, Cybersecurity, and Computing with 5 undergraduate majors. Many of our international students do study those majors, so I want to point out that USF is leading in the renovation and taking charge in the area. On every campus, we have many supporting services, including medical, health and fitness, security, in addition to academic, athletic, professional, and many more that can help our students on their academic journey while maintaining and protecting their social, physical, and mental well-beings. Here is the slide to introduce you how to pay your admission deposit. Your students must pay the non-refundable admission deposit of $200. The deposit deadline is May 1st, 2025 to confirm your spot. Students need to go to the applicant portal and choose to pay your admission deposit. We do encourage you to pay as early as you can so you can move on to your next steps if you're planning on enrolling for summer or fall. Here is the page for My Bulls Path portal. Our international student support team will have a presentation that will be more dedicated to explaining this process. However, you can see the 3 different colors of the tabs. The dark green color is the immediate action that your students need to take. The lime green is the next one, and the gray is the last one before you enroll. You need to complete all these to confirm your enrollment and to attend. Here, I want to share more information about our admission scholarship. So USF offers merit-based admission scholarship to students who meet the GPA, standardized test score, and application completion deadline, all those requirements. The scholarships are only dispersed starting in fall semesters, Students need to maintain a full-time status, which requires a minimum of 12 credits. They must register the courses first to see the scholarship on their account. That also includes Latin American Caribbean student tuition waiver. LAC waiver will not be dispersed until the end of add drop week of the first semester because the university needs to confirm students' full-time enrollment. You can request a payment deferment with the cashier's office if you're rewarded with a scholarship. And the same goes with residency if you applied or approved for in-state tuition. The Office of International Services and her team will talk more about the cost of attendance and the financial document you need to provide to obtain the student visa. If the student received an updated admission letter with scholarship information, please send it to Office of International Services to adjust your I-20. The tuition is paid by semester and there is no payment plan. So let me break down this payment. Of course, the first part is $17,324. That's a tuition and fees. The housing and meals, that's an estimate depending on if you choose to stay on campus, off campus, or what housing options you choose. And the meal plan you choose, the actual expense will be different. Books and supplies, again, that is varied by if you choose to buy all of the brand new books or borrow, rent, or used books. Lastly, the other, it includes insurance and other services and fees that you have access to the campus. So all those together, the total expenses is estimated at $39,683. You can click on the USF net price calculator to calculate the more accurate expense for your student. Here I need to talk about the FERPA. FERPA is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. When the student applies for a college or university, they become the sole recipient of what we are called FERPA rights. As a result, we cannot disclose specific academic or other records pertaining to the students without their consent. If you want to talk to us about your kid's application or academic records, please have them submit a third-party authorization form. You can do that through applicant portal, forms, and uploads. Without a FERPA release third-party authorization form provided by the student, we cannot share educational records that are listed here with a parent or anyone outside of the university. Students must finalize their profile before enrollment. The academic document must come from the school official or exam board directly to be considered official. For high school transcript and diploma, students can also choose to drop off a copy in an opened, sealed envelope for USF to scan and upload when they arrive. Here on the page, we listed the email address the students can or the school officials can send their email to with the transcript, or they can drop off at the address Office of Admissions, 4202 East Fowler Avenue. If you do not finalize your files and submit your missing documents, there will be a hold put on the student's account in September or October, and they will be unable to register for classes for spring. However, for exams such as Cambridge AAS level and Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Exam Unit 2, CAPE Unit 2, we can give temporary overrides to over the holds. So you can register for spring semester classes, but please make sure they are aware of the missing items on their checklist and provide the document as soon as they are available. Here, let me hand it over to Luisa from Office of International Services team, and she will talk more about immigration.
Thank you, Sun. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for taking the time to learn more about our processes and what to expect. I will be reviewing the immigration requirements and what to know before your student is joining and coming to the U.S. Sun, could you go to the next slide, please? Thank you. We are the Office of International Services. Your student will be meeting the Office of OI or OIS staff during the immigration check-in process, which is a mandatory requirement for all students that are coming and enrolling here at USF. We are the source for all of your immigration information related to the student visas. And our office is located right on campus, right next to the admissions office and student onboarding. We are located in the BEH building in Suite 255. Our OIS organization consists of 3 teams, which is the new student team, the current student team, and the OPT and CPT team. We have a very large team. Here you will see the leadership team as well as the new student team, which is Chelsea and Madison. The I-20s will be signed more than likely by either Chelsea, Madison, or myself. We have the continuing student team, which is composed of Ms. Thora Cecil and Staverline Julian, as well as Stephanie, who's not featured here on this photo. And we have the OPT CPT team, which is directed by Mr. Olivier DeBure, followed by James, Elise, and Daniela. Now, when your student gets accepted, they will be receiving an email from our team, and they will be having access to iStart. So this typically happens about a day or so after the student is admitted. iStart is the case management system that is designed for all international students. It stores the electronic documents and forms that will allow students to make the requests involving their immigration status, and it also allows our team to manage all of the immigration records. Now, the iStart access will be given via email. The student will log in with the USF Net ID and password, and it's all very easy to manage. It gives all self-help instructions there on the emails and as well as on the individual e-forms that are given to the students. Now, in order for the student to receive their I-20, what we will advise that they do, and we highly encourage for them to do so as it is mandatory, is to upload all of the e-forms in document collection. These e-forms or these documents will consist of their passport, as well as their financial documentation and any dependents that they may be bringing with them. Now, the financial documentation, which Sen had touched on briefly during the presentation, we do provide extensive information here on this e-form. I will encourage all students to read this in its entirety and to read through it thoroughly. It does have all of the information and the instructions that they will need to successfully upload their documents. It will give the exact cost of out-of-state tuition for undergraduate students, and each section is meant for them to select exactly what it is that they will be uploading. So if your student is receiving a scholarship, they will upload that in the e-form, and they will calculate the rest of the balance remaining that they have to show in personal funds. Now, these personal funds have to show that the funds are accessible and that they are liquid. We don't take any investment accounts or any stocks or bonds that are being held. If you upload or provide any of this documentation, it does have to be accompanied by a letter stating that the funds are liquid and accessible at any time. And this is also mentioned in the e-form in the step-by-step instructions that the student will see. Now, when the student receives their I-20 will be accessible via iStart for them to download. We do not send the I-20 via courier mail. As long as the student prints it in color and signs in the student attestation portion of the I-20, it is considered an official document. Once they receive their I-20, they will be responsible to pay their I-901 CVIS fee. And this will then lead them to schedule their visa application, so to fill out their DS-160 form. This will then move forward with scheduling the visa interview. Now, for students that are in markets where there is a long visa wait time, what I would suggest and what we advise is that students schedule the next available visa interview. Once that has been finalized and scheduled, they will request what's called an expedited visa interview. This will be done only after the visa interview has been scheduled. So even if it's in June of 2026, and if your student is coming this fall of 2025, go ahead, book that appointment for fall 2026 and request the expedited visa interview. You don't need a letter from our institution. You don't need any additional documents. All you will need is the I-20 with the dates of the program start date, along with the official acceptance letter. If they request any documents, more than likely it's going to be either of those two or both. Now, we do host virtual office hours daily. We host them Monday through Fridays and Monday through Wednesdays and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Thursdays from 1 to 2. Students will have access to join this via iStart on the Contact Us link, and they can put themselves in the queue and a member of our team will contact them. They can also email us at globalstart@usf.edu. Responses may vary between 24 to 48 hours, but we do monitor this email daily, so you will be guaranteed to receive a response.
And let me jump back in. Our international admissions contact is the phone number and email, and your student can also schedule a one-on-one consultation with us by scanning the QR code, and your designated recruiter will be able to help you answer most of the questions. Lastly, we have other related offices, and our
Yes,
international
Meridian.
support
Sorry.
team lead, Jana, will be jumping in to introduce her team and the events.
Hi, everybody. So my name is Janet Evelyn. I am the Associate Director of International Student Support. We don't do the immigration or the admission stuff, but we do all the life things that your student is going to have to navigate through. So they've probably already received a bunch of emails from us about immunization, health insurance, housing, all the things. And we're going to be here to assist them through all those processes and help connect them to these offices as they move through. We also have some other related offices if you have additional questions. Orientation and new student programs will also be part of this webinar series. And then as you see, you can see those future events down there. If you're still looking at securing on-campus housing, there's their email address and the website there. We strongly encourage students to apply now for housing. Do not wait if you want to live on campus. It is going to be at full capacity this fall, and there is a process in order to secure housing. So there are some steps they need to complete. They can connect with our team if they have additional questions. If you haven't registered yet for any of our future events, we strongly encourage that you do just to pop in. You can also join your student on any of the webinars that we offer for students specifically. Thank you so much. At this time, if there are any questions, please feel free to put those in the chat. You can raise your hand if you see that feature up there at the top of your screen. We will be happy to let you unmute yourself and ask your question. This does conclude this presentation. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate your time.
Hey, my name is Siris. Can I ask a question?
Yes, please
Please.
go ahead.
Yeah. See, my daughter studying in Tampa, Freedom High School. She's in dependent visa, although we are from international, India, but she's studying in Tampa High School. Okay. So how she can be converted to Florida residence actually, although we tried multiple times. We uploaded the transcript, not the final transcript, but 11th grade transcript also we submitted. But till now it is showing international student actually, not the Florida residents. So what is the step to, be a Florida residence?
Okay, so let me answer this one. To claim Florida residency, you can submit the Florida residency declaration form, providing your immigration info and other supporting residency documents. I would suggest you to scan the QR code to schedule a one-on-one consultation to look
Yeah,
into your specific inquiry for your residency declaration. Mhm.
Okay.
All righty. Sharon?
Mhm.
Okay, good morning. My son is an international student. However, he goes to school in the US. He's currently in a US high school. So his F1, his student visa expires in another 2 years. But the I-20 transfer, his school advised that it will be sent over right after graduation. Will he be able to go ahead and select courses and stuff? Because I know he has been getting quite a bit of emails telling him to do the next step, but then he has to wait on his school to actually send over the I-20. So what can he do in the meantime?
When does he finish the program at the other institution or the other school?
May 18th is the graduation.
And he's starting in the fall or in the
And
summer?
in the fall.
In the fall.
So he
can-
starts in October.
in
He
October.
He starts in August.
And he should have started in August.
In
No,
August.
my daughter will start in fall. I mean this summer, not in fall.
Shirish,
Actually.
let
In
me,
August, sorry,
I'm
he's
just
starting
going
in
to,
August.
okay. Shirish, we'll get to you in 1 second. I just want to make sure that I respond to Sharon. So Sharon, with him starting in August, I'm going to mute you, Shirish, sorry. Sharon, with your student starting in August, as long as they transfer the I-20, even if it's after she completes the program, that's fine. She can certainly work with the advisor in the meantime and get her enrolled in courses. That's not a problem. So just make sure that the institution releases the I-20 over to us. We'll then get it, change it to USF, and apply our information onto the I-20. But he or she can still move forward with enrolling in courses without that being an issue.
And just to reiterate that,
Okay,
she
thank
can
you.
already start now. We don't need to wait until May. So the health insurance, immunizations, responding to anything coming from the advisor, that has nothing, the immigration and those processes do not tie together.
Okay, thanks. It's a he.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Sorry.
okay. That's okay. So he has been putting everything together. So I know they're working on the immunization because he had a shot that he did at his school. So they're actually attaching it to the document so he can send it off. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Shirish, I had to mute you, and apologies for that. I just wanted to make sure that we heard Sharon clearly. Did you have another follow-up question or concern?
Daughter also she'll complete the graduation in May actually. I mean this summer. So next month, I mean month of May, she'll complete. So only after completion she will submit the official transcript so that he will allow her to be in Florida residence, or what is the additional step we need to take?
Where are you exporting this?
So your question is that your child is completing their school in May and you want to know next steps?
Correct.
So as long as they have access to the iStart, so as long as the student has been officially admitted, they will receive the email that will walk them through the iStart steps. They do not need to wait for them to complete their program in order to submit the documentation, especially when it comes to immigration and visa processing. The earlier they submit the documents, the better it is for them, as it will guarantee that we get the I-20 readily accessible for them and they can schedule the visa interview within a
No,
reasonable
but
time frame.
here whether she needs the visa, because she is independent visa till 21 age, right? So I mean I'm also here, and she, because of my I mean because of I'm working here, she is taking the high school courses here actually.
So
Oh,
I,
so
it
she's in
sounds
the US.
it sounds like the question that you have is she's going to graduate in May, but she starts in summer. So when does she submit her official transcripts? Is that the question?
No. My question is whether she needs the Florida residency, and whether she needs the F1 visa or not, because she's a dependent
Okay.
visa. She's in
So-
dependent visa.
Is it okay, so she's doing a change of visa status from what it sounds like.
Correct.
Okay, what I would
No,
recommend,
I
Shirish,
think
is
she doesn't. Oh, sorry. I think she doesn't need the F1 visa because she is independent till age of 21.
Those are like 1,000.
So it all depends on the kind of visa status that she is under. I cannot review the case as it will require
No,
for
my
you to
visa
share
is
her.
H1B. My visa is H1B.
Sharish,
And
please allow me to finish so that I can give you the information and then we can follow up. What I would advise you to do is if you can have your child log into virtuals, we will take a look at her visa status and what she's currently under, so that way we can best advise you. And then we can look at the case really in detail and then go through the next step if it is a change of visa status, okay? That will determine if she needs to change to F1 or not.
No, already application is in progress. I mean, she selected for the, summer. So already she submitted all the documents like residency, my driving license, my all the, leasing document, all we have submitted actually. But till now status is showing international student.
So let's take
Yes.
a look at it more in detail when you log into virtuals, and then we can review to see what's going on and where the holdup is, okay?
Okay.
Yes,
So
Shirish. Can I jump in? Um, yes, together with the virtual, with the Office of International Services, again, you can scan the QR code to schedule the one-on-one consultation with our international admission recruiter, and we'll be guiding you through the residency declaration. Those are two different things. And your document you submitted may be still under review. I cannot go into your specific cases just yet, but she can definitely file her residency declaration and we'll help you get through that. She may be able to even submit that after she gets her official transcript. So we'll look into it.
Okay. I'll one-to-one, I'll take an appointment.
Sure. Or you can just make a phone call too.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
Nayonika?
Yeah. Hello, it's Manjula here, Nayanika's mother. She got into fall 2025. To get her I-20, do I have to submit like 38K funds, or should I have to show funds excluding the scholarship amount?
So if she's getting a scholarship, you can deduct the total for the scholarship amount. So let's say if she's getting the USF like presidential scholarship, then you would deduct the $11,000 or $12,000 that they would give, and then show the remaining balance for what will need to be covered.
Okay, got it. Now, all this starts from once I deposit the deposit amount, right? All this process will start once I confirm the deposit amount?
You can do it
200.
during, before, or after. You can do everything simultaneously. So you don't necessarily have to submit the deposit before you submit the financial documents or the passport, but we just won't process the I-20 until the deposit has been submitted. But you can submit all of the other documents in the meantime for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions?
I see Nadia has her hand up.
Okay, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for the information. I am from Colombia, and we are so excited to visit the university. This is my question. Maybe for the parents will be any opportunity to go around the university to make a tour. I don't know, anything just to know the place where my daughter will be for the next 4 years.
So will you be attending orientation with your daughter?
I would like to attend the orientation with her if it is possible. No, I don't know if you have any specific activities for parents.
So when your daughter registers for orientation, she would see the section that's specifically for parents. So her orientation does offer a parent pathway. The Office of Orientation, who will be doing a session on April 8th for you guys, is the office that runs that orientation, and they have an entire day schedule for the parents. So while the students are doing all of the tasky things that they do, we meet with the parents and talk to them about all the things you guys really want to know. I do believe a campus tour happens in that space. If it doesn't happen in that space, because there's a lot to go over, my team actually offers campus tours that week. So your student will also get information that they can select and say, yeah, I want to sign up, and they can sign up and add, yeah, I'm bringing my parents. We just need to know how many people are coming with them. And so you can get a tour. There's probably going to be about 2 to 3 different options for you to have a tour if you're coming during that week. If you're coming outside of orientation week, it's a little different, but we can try to accommodate those. It would be more of a one-off. And so it really depends on availability at that point.
Okay, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I think Claudine's next.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My question is a follow-on to the question about the I-20 and the fees. So yes, we can deduct any scholarship amount that he's given. Do we also deduct and use the in-state rate?
So unless your offer letter unless your offer letter states that you will be receiving in-state tuition, or if the scholarship states that you will be receiving in-state tuition, then yes, you would go off of that in-state tuition rate. But if it's based on hypothetical or potential approval of in-state tuition, then you would go off of the out-of-state tuition until official documentation has been received.
Okay, so the letter says in-state, so we're just wondering what the I will say. Okay.
Yeah.
And the second question, last one, is can you tell me what the date that week is that you're mentioning about orientation? What's the actual date so it can be blocked?
Jana, do you have those dates?
Yes, absolutely. Somebody asked that so I was actually going to answer that in the chat. So
Thanks.
orientation for fall international students, undergraduate, all of them only get one day to sign up, and that is August 20th. And at the same time, they have their student orientation, they have the parent orientation simultaneously. My team does things on the 21st, the day after, and then campus tours would happen the 19th, the 21st and the 22nd for anybody to sign up on those. So really and truly, we encourage you and your students, if you're coming with them, to be here in Tampa by August 19th so you can get a good night's sleep before you have orientation stuff on the 20th. So Wednesday, August 20th is the fall orientation date. Summer, if any of you are summer start students about orientation, you guys have some different options. Most of them are virtual. There is I believe one in-person option for all of the fall or the summer start students, and I believe that one will be like June 26th.
Okay. So orientation day and move-in day are the same?
So fall move-in day is August 21st. However, students can, and we encourage our international students or any students starting in fall to request early arrival move-in. It's a little bit extra. It's a nightly rate based off of where they get housed on campus. It's a lot cheaper than a hotel, but they would be eligible to check into their room starting the Monday of that week. So that would be the 18th, I believe. Monday the 18th is when the move-in date. Move-in date for fall is not August 13th. If you saw that, it might be an athletics date or something like that. For general students, unless you're in a very specialized population, general move-in is going to start the week of August 18th. It could start on that Sunday, but in all likelihood, it'll be on the Monday, August 18th.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Nyonika, I think you have a question.
Hi.
Yes.
This class registration of classes, right? When it should be done for fall students, like registration of classes?
Class registration for all students starts in April, and it is based off of the students' ability to have their completion of their immunizations for sure, that they've done their tuition deposit for our undergrad students. So if your student hasn't paid their deposit and they have not completed their immunizations, they will not get started in April with class registration. That's why my team has been emailing students a lot to say you need to get these things done. So if they haven't started on those, we recommend that they try to get those done in the next 2 weeks so they can be included in the first wave of registrations that do begin. Every college does things a little different though. Some students are going to get registered very quickly. Some students, it might take them a little longer because their college kind of slows down and does things differently. It's no rhyme or reason really, it's up to the college, but they're still going to get placed in the classes they need and they're going to be taken care of and accommodated. But we do encourage them to have their immunizations done as soon as possible. So when the advisor goes to register them, they don't get skipped because they're not ready.
So advisor will help us to get the class registered, or we have to go around and ask the advisor about the classes? How is it?
It depends on the college. So your student will be receiving information from their college and advisor about that process. Some colleges do all of the registration for their freshmen. Some colleges send the students some prescribed courses that they need to make sure they take that first semester, and then it's on the student to access the system with instruction from the college as to how to register themselves for classes. And as far as a recording, we will not be emailing out a recording of this webinar. All of the recordings will be placed on our website and our YouTube channels under a playlist. We will be emailing out the access to those website and that playlist though as we move along in this process.
I think Camille's next.
Hi, morning everyone. How are you? Just a quick question. My daughter has completed and submitted the application for housing. She paid the deposit and everything. What exactly is the next step now? Because I think she's still having a little issue with moving forward and selecting. So after submitting and paying for housing, what's the next step?
So the next step is that she's waiting until April 7th for USF Housing to issue the room selection times. It is a lottery system. It's a randomized system. So if she's already paid and done everything, she can access her housing portal and check application status. And if it all shows green and says she's ready, she's done everything she can at this point. She's just waiting for that room selection time to be able to go into the system and see what's available for her to select her bed space.
All right, next question. If she does this on April 7th, she also applied for honors college and is awaiting that decision. If she makes a selection then, and then she gets accepted for honors college and wants to join the LLC for honors college, is she able to make a switch or she has to stick with whatever she chooses from April 7th?
She would be eligible to make the switch. She would just need to complete the additional Honors College LLC application. And that is something that we do talk about when we talk about on and off campus housing a little bit, but that is something that is entirely doable. The only concern I could see would be a capacity issue with the Honors LLC. If they do reach capacity, I haven't heard that they're close. So chances are good.
All right, so what you're saying, at least initially make a selection from the when they open on April 7th.
Yes, but you still have about 2 weeks. So I would say I would hope that we're going to get that answer soon on Honors College. And if she wants to be in the LLC, I would apply as soon as possible for that because they'll move very quickly to get her placed in a bed space if she's done everything else she needs to do for housing.
All righty. And what exactly are the other things? What is that contingent on?
Making sure that she's paid her tuition deposit, making sure that
paid.
she's completed her housing application and paid that application fee. Those are the 3 things that she would need to be eligible for the next steps in housing.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I think there's another question. Sorry, I'm answering things in the Q&A. Who's number 2?
I think it's Lyndon.
Lyndon? Yeah.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Not sure if this may have been addressed already, but so my son's letter of offer, if it's the correct terminology, says he will be assessed for in-state tuition, but the online self-service student portal does not have that same information. Can I get some clarity on that, please, or which one is applicable?
I am assuming your son is getting the LAC waiver. So that
Right.
does not apply until the end of add drop course week because we need to
Okay.
confirm the full-time enrollment. So that's when it actually will show that your student is getting in-state tuition.
Okay, perfect. But the letter of offer is what is consistent or applicable at this point in time.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Sandy next.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I have a question, please, regarding, I know this is a separate topic, but might be answered regarding the housing for the honor college students. Do they have on campus different housing options rather than the rest of the students? I would like to know if there is any difference in the housing options for the honor students.
So there's an honors LLC that we cover on the March 31st webinar. It's not different than any other thing. It's just a section of housing that's set aside for students who opt into that process.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Who's next to ask the questions? Is Sandy? Or-
I believe it is Sandy. If Sandy wants to unmute, Sandy can ask that question.
Okay, should we go to Adesua if you want to go
Yeah.
ahead?
Okay, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Just to verify, the transcript or the YX scratch card that we're supposed to submit at more or less the orientation or before the commencement of the fall term. I want to find out how much time does the student have in case the result is not released on time. That's the question.
Okay, yeah, so I was texting the answer. Technically, it needs to be before the start of the fall semester. However, if they don't, there will be a hold, and depending on the situation, if your school counselor can send us a letter, we can still give you an AR hold override to help your kid register for classes. It is just the, we'll evaluate the situation and adjust accordingly. However, we just definitely recommend you to finalize your enrollment, the academic profile, as soon as they're available.
Available. Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Right. Next, Camille.
Yes, hi again. This is just about some information I heard earlier, but just wanted to double check. You mentioned that orientation is the 20th of August, and then moving day would be the 21st of August, correct?
So the official fall move-in date is August 21st. However, all of our fall start students are eligible for early arrival move-in. We encourage our fall start students to do early arrival move-in as early as August 18th. So they could actually check into their room August 18th or August 19th, attend orientation on the 20th, and then they would also have some things on the 21st and the 22nd that they would do. So yeah, we just recommend doing it in advance, so the 18th or the 19th there will be.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I was just double checking. So you said that they could do the early move-in, but then that would have to be done. A request would have to be put in for that to be done first.
So once he would or she, your student, secures their assignment, then in June or July, housing opens the early arrival request form. Students will submit to that. If they see that they're a fall start student, that's an automatic given that they would get that approval to move in at that on the 18th and 19th, and then they would just move in on those days.
Okay, so you said that those forms would be available in June or July.
Correct. They don't open up this early because nobody's been assigned yet. So nothing has happened in order for them to request.
I get that. Yes, no problem. Just wanted to check when those would be available.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks again.
Adesua, do you have another question?
No, please. Let me drop my hand.
It's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Joseph?
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to confirm the the August 18 that you mentioned. Are the students checking in? Will they get their room that August 18?
If a student is assigned to live on campus and they complete the early arrival check-in form, that they would just have to submit that in June or July, then yes, they would be checking into their room for fall and spring term.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. We want to be mindful of everybody's time this morning, so this does conclude the time frame in which we allotted for this webinar. Please note, we are also always available for additional questions. You can connect with us. All of the links that you see on the screen right now are clickable, so you can click on those links to register for future events, click on those links to go to people's websites, open up an email address. If you are like, I'm lost, I need all the help in the world, or maybe I have a few questions, feel free to start with International Student Support. You can send us your questions. I don't care if there's 25 and you're literally numbering every single one. My team and I will get back to you, or we will help redirect you and those questions to the appropriate people. Joseph, do you have an additional question?
Well, the checking in that 18th, are they paying extra from that 18th?
Yes. There would be an additional charge. It would be considered a daily rate based off of the space that your student is assigned to. Most daily rates are anywhere from $35 to, I think the highest one on campus is like $57 per night. So it's cheaper than a hotel room for your student. Parents could not stay with them, right? That's their room. Their roommate might be moving in and things like that. So it would be an additional charge. And then also there would be the option of an additional meal plan, because the students' semester charges for both housing and their meal plan would not start and be active until August 21st. So anything that they're doing before the 21st would be an additional charge. They don't need a meal plan if they're going to be with you. They're going to get meals during orientation. So there's going to be a lunch, I believe, that's part of orientation. And then they can eat dinner with you on the night of orientation, whatever you guys want to do, and before you go into the rest of the week. So there's some additional charges there, but they're relatively affordable.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. I believe the earliest move-in date is August 18th. USF Housing has not confirmed that though. It could be the day before on Sunday, but I am not confirming that. I know for a fact it will at least be August 18th at the earliest.
Thank you everyone for joining our call. We hope you have a great rest of your evening, and we look forward to welcoming your son or daughter to campus soon.